totally random commute to work lives. If anybody wants to come in and say hi. Very spur of the moment. I literally just looked at the button and said, let me push that. Fuzzy, I'm back. Good morning, Fuzzy. Thanks for coming in. How are you doing today? I can just barely see this chat. Oh, and brightness is all the way up. I think that's all I'm going to get driving into the sun right now. So I'm commuting back out to Palm Springs this week because my preceptor, I finished my training, got my certificate and everything. My preceptor is, she's actually a nurse practitioner. So she's the grown in the center or in Palm Springs. And because even in nursing, you know, you might be the nurse, but sometimes you're always looking for the nursier nurse. Hi, CO Bilf, it's good to see you. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, I was just telling Fuzzy I'm working in Palm Springs again this week. I've kind of been all over Southern California the last couple of weeks. I've had my own clients in Riverside. My coworker Lisa was also my preceptor during my training. She is onboarding with another health system. She's going to work both, where we work in another called St. John's. And so she's been training and onboarding and all of that, and she'll be back next week, but I'm covering for her in Palm Springs this week, so, which is pretty cool. I don't mind the drive. I actually like this drive. This is where I you know, it's just me in the car. I'm not fighting over the radio with a teenager. I can put on what I want to hear. I've been listening to audiobooks. I highly recommend Jeremy Renner's memoir about his accident. If you can read or listen to that and not have a perspective shift, you need to read it again. Because it's just insane. I won't even go into detail because I can talk about that for hours. Good morning, Armando. Is it? Yeah. I can just barely, is that Armando or it's Amanda. Thank you, sorry. Stigmatism, and for some reason I can't make my screen any brighter, and I am driving. Good morning. I am heading out to Palm Springs to work. And it's an hour commute from where I live. It's not terribly bad, but yeah, I am already in the Coachella Valley here. And there is Popo. He's just sitting there, though. I think he's already finished ruining somebody's morning. It's wild because the speed limit out on this part of the 10 going through Coachella Valley and out towards Arizona, the speed limit is 70. And how that's not fast enough for some people, I don't know. But there's always somebody else that's got to go 15 over whatever the limit is. But yeah, it's a beautiful day. It is already 87 degrees out here, and it's 9:38 in California. And so it's gonna be a warm one. In Riverside, where I live, it was. I don't think it got all the way up to 90, but it tried its darndest. And Monday, I worked in San Diego, and if you check my videos after the live, I posted, it's just a short little video of the sunset from Mission Beach, and it was just absolutely beautiful. Many of you I don't know if everybody knows, in 2022, I suffered a major loss, and I was very, very down, and then all of a sudden that September, I get a message from a woman on Ancestry.com, and she says, I think that we're cousins. I'm trying to find my family. I was adopted. Y'all, I had an actual legitimate long lost cousin find me. First cousin. because a lot of times on Ancestry and some of the other genealogy apps, you'll have, you know, people who have, you know, like 3 drops of shared DNA, and it'll be like, hi cousin, and I'm like, I'm not sure. But she was legitimate. Her mother was my dad's youngest sister, and I didn't even know about her mother until I think I had filled out family tree, and it had a whole bunch of question marks on it, because I'm like, well, these people keep coming up in the census with my dad and the aunt and uncle that I knew, and I knew my grandparents' names. So I'm like, but who are all of these other siblings that I never heard anybody talk about? Because I was basically separated from my dad's family after he passed, because my mom, she just kind of lost touch with them. And so I had always wondered, well, you know, what happened to my aunt? What happened to my uncle? And one adopted, my dad's older brother had adopted a daughter, and she had found me and my brother at one point, and we kept in contact. But because at that time her parents had passed, my aunt and my uncle and his wife, they I think she just had a lot of pain and things that she was trying to deal with, and it's sad because we were enjoying getting to know each other, and then she just kind of cut us off all of a sudden. But with Jennifer, the first cousin that found me, I'm getting to understand the effects and the weight. Adoption, for those of us looking in from the outside, looks like it would be such a beautiful thing, such a beautiful story. But once a child, often when they know that they were adopted, they have so many questions about, well, why am I not with my kin? Why did someone else have to come and get me? And I'm understanding that so much better as I get to know my cousin. And it's really interesting. It's sad, but at the same time, watching her come to understand who she really is after all of these years. She is 8 years younger than I am. It's actually a beautiful process as well. But because of Jennifer, then I was able to connect the dots, and we found all of the rest of our cousins, and cousins, and then, you know, she's like, I always wanted a big family, but I was, you know, she has an adopted brother. He doesn't have any kids, so she's like, am I ever going to be an aunt? And then boom, overnight, New Year's Day 2023, she's an aunt of a lot of people. And it was amazing. So yeah, that's that story. So out of all of that, we found my Aunt Evelyn. She's the one aunt that I did know or know of. I think I'd only met her once when I was a very little girl. I found out her grandson lives in San Diego. So when I found out last week that I was going to be working down there, well, my phone got hot and I wasn't paying any attention. I'm back if anybody's still here with me. Burn that down. Yeah. I had my... somebody decided to just kind of saddle up to me and then not stay in their lane very good. I don't know why they're not passing. They, you know, it's a straightaway. Please go. Live your best life. Bye. Go. Thank you. So where I have to put my phone now to keep it out of the blazing hot sun. It's already 92 now that I'm on the 111. And again, it's not even 9 o'clock yet, or 10 o'clock yet here. Yeah, where it is now, I cannot see the chat. My 55-year-old eyes are not going to allow me to do that. Yep, and there you go, you fellow. Let me see. Okay. This is probably, oh well. I had to find another place to mount my phone so that it's not right in the direct sun. while I'm basically driving into the sun to see if I can, because I do like being able to do my little morning commute lives, on the longer commute. When I'm working in Riverside, it takes me exactly 15 minutes. So by the time I need to park and say goodbye. So, but yeah, I think I'm going to go ahead and go. Hey, is that Carrie Ann I see saying hey you at bottom? Oh, Matrix. Oh, no, that's not Matrix. It's Ann. My phone down where it's out of the sun. Use my fingers and everything, because I turned from the 10 onto the 111 to head into Palm Springs proper, and it just went into the cliff down. So yeah, I can't chat the way I'd like to. I hope you guys were able to hear some of what I was saying, because I was talking again about my the whole adventures on Ancestry, and my cousin finding me, and then she and I together finding the rest of our family on my dad's side, and it was absolutely magical. On Monday, I actually worked at the center down in San Diego, which was amazing because I got to meet the rest of our team, and because we've got the 3 areas: Palm Springs, Riverside, and San Diego, and there are the centers are in 2 parts in both. Riverside 1 and 2, San Diego 1 and 2. Here, let me get to 3rd gear. I have to stare at the inside of my console here for a second while I get it together. Switch back to automatic because I'm only able to do a certain number of things at one time. And then I switch it into sport mode when I'm on the highway, because guess who almost got 35 miles to the gallon driving from Riverside to Palm Springs? That's it. So anyway, you can when you listen to me, anybody can immediately tell that I have ADHD. I just kind of hop all over the place. But yeah, if you want to take a minute, and it's literally just a couple of minutes, I met up with my cousin that we found. It was the second time we met. The first time he actually came up to Riverside to meet me. We had lunch, and it was just absolutely amazing. We just sat down and talked like we had known each other our entire lives, and it was a beautiful thing. Because he lives right there in San Diego, he picked up some tacos, and we met at Mission Beach, which he calls his spot, and I understand why now. Ate tacos and watched the sunset, and so I have a video, and I don't even think it's 2 minutes long, of the sunset from Mission Beach, San Diego, on Monday. If you guys want to go and check that out, I would greatly appreciate it. I say this every time I do one of my semi-monthly random lives, is that I'm going to be more consistent. The last time I said that was just before I started my new job, and that's kind of had me all over the place. So, but this morning, for the first time, I actually felt like I have established a routine, and so I'm hoping that I can get a little more into it after this. And the wild thing is, it's funny, on Monday I had a client. She was telling me how, I want to do, and I hadn't even said anything about social media or anything like that. She was like, I want to do social media. I want to get out there. I want people to know me. I'd like to be an actress. And I said, do you have a YouTube? And she's like, no. I said, you have a TikTok? She was like, popular, huh? And I'm like, oh my goodness, girl. And so I told her, the next time I see you, I expect that you're going to be telling me what your channel's called. And I said, just create it, and even if you don't feel like doing anything with it then, just create it, and then you feel inspired, you can do, what I just did this morning, which was hit go live, and or if you prefer, record and upload something that you've already recorded, but you can't do it until you've got the channel. And so she told me she would, so I'm excited for her, and I'm going to say the same to you. There's several people here that I know have their own channels, but listening and watching, and you don't have your own, please consider going into your settings after I end this live and create your own, and then create it, and then think about what you want to do with it. I've had this for over a year now, and I still don't know what I want to do with it. But I'm slowly figuring it out, because it's all kind of trying different things and seeing what feels like me. That's really all it is. You don't have to do what everybody else is doing. I'm watching, there's some people that I used to follow that got out there and they were doing their own thing and they were beautiful at it, and then they decided to start doing what other people were doing, and it's so not them, and it's not natural. Somehow, for some reason, certain people are watching it, but it's not them, and I don't see how that's sustainable. We'll see. But the bottom line is, if you want to create something, just do it. And I'm talking to you and me as I'm saying this. So let's just do it. And just see what happens. And the really, really cool thing is, I mean, I've got some stuff, so I don't have anything that I wouldn't really say I'm not proud of. Some of it I'm just like, well, that was boring, but it's still there. I'm not going to take it down. I can't see myself taking content I put up down unless I genuinely offended a bunch of people or something, and they had valid reasons. Notice I said it, and they had valid reasons. But yeah, so far that's not my thing. And I'm sorry, so I think I'm coming up on my workplace in about a mile or so, and this is becoming physically awkward to try to maintain the conversation. So I am going to go ahead and I love you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't, I think it says I've got one viewer, but I'm not sure. Please, if you're still here and you haven't yet, hit double tap your screen and like the video, follow, or subscribe, and turn on notifications, because I'm very random. Hi, thanks Mama Squirrel, I'm glad you're still here. Because I'm very random, it's very important you turn on the notification bell so that you know when I am actually live. And I hope everybody out there has a wonderful Wednesday. If you're out in the blazing, it's now 94 in Palm Springs and not quite 10 a.m. It tells you what kind of day I'm gonna have. I'm gonna have a very indoor day. Stay hydrated. Don't forget to eat. I have ADHD, and I completely forgot to eat yesterday and did not feel good by 9 o'clock in the evening. So don't forget to eat, stay hydrated, take care of yourselves, and I will see you next time. Love you, Carrie Ann, and thank you everybody for being Fab Daddy, my newest subscriber. Welcome. I'm so glad you made it in. I'm ending now because I got it. It's going to be 90 here. Oh yeah. So you're feeling my pain. You're feeling my pain. So as I was just saying, Fab Daddy, please stay hydrated and don't forget to eat. All right. You guys take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.